Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show you the game between Anand and Magnus Carlsen. This is the game from World Chess Championship that was played in Sochi in 2014. Round 1. Challenger Anand had white pieces and he started with d4. World champion Magnus Carlsen played knight to f6, c4, g6, knight to c3, and Carlsen played d5. Carlsen replied with a slight surprise of the Grunfeld defense, which he hasn't played on a regular basis for some time. C takes on d5, knight takes on d5, bishop to d2, bishop to g7, e4, knight takes knight on c3, bishop takes knight, Carlsen castle kingside, queen to d2, black to move. Carlsen played knight to c6. c5 is the standard move in this position. Everybody plays c5 in this position. Peter Svilla said. We have knight to c6, knight to f3, bishop to g4, d5, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop on g7, king takes bishop, and now pawn takes bishop on f3. White will play bishop to h3, preventing rook to c8. Knight to e5, attacking the pawn on f3. How to defend the pawn? Bishop to g2. Anand castle queenside. c6. Why not knight takes pawn? If knight takes pawn, then queen to c3 check, forking the king and the knight. So we have c6, and the rook would love to come to c8. Queen to c3, pinning the knight. Unpinning. Bishop to h3, preventing the move that Carlsen would love to play. Rook to c8. C takes on d5, E takes on d5, knight to f7, f4, queen to d6, queen to d4, rook from a to d8, bishop to e6, black to move. Carlsen played queen to b6, offering to exchange queens, going for a draw. Queen to d2, rook to d6, white to move. Rook from h to e1 was played. Is h4 better? We are yet to play h5. Let's have a look. Knight to d8, and now we bishop to h3, e6, for example. So this is not so good for white, is it? What about in this position then f5? If f5, knight takes bishop, and after pawn takes knight, rook from f to d8. Black is better. Okay, so we have rook from h to e1, knight to d8, f5, knight takes bishop, rook takes knight, queen to c7 check, king to b1, rook to c8, rook from d to e1, pressure is on the pawn, on e7, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, rook to d8, queen to e3, threatening rook takes pawn, defending, white to move. Anand sacrificed the pawn. What else? If pawn takes pawn on g6, h takes on g6, h4, this could have been another try. I think black is holding his position. What else? Well, if queen takes pawn on a7, that's not that good because of rook takes on d5. Black would be winning. So Anand played d6. E takes on d6. Of course, if rook takes on d6, what happens then? Then rook takes on e7, winning the queen. This is check. So we have e takes on d6, queen to d4, threatening queen takes on f6, defending. F takes on g6, h takes on g6. Rook takes pawn on d6, material is equal again. a6, a3, just in case to avoid back rank problems. Queen to a5, f4, queen to h5, threatening to grab the pawn on h2. Defending. Queen to c5. Draw is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Draw is in the air, every sight and every sound. Rook to d5, attacking the queen. Queen to c4. Rook to d7. Queen to c6. Rook to d6. Rook takes rook is not better for white. Black has a better pawn structure. So we have rook to d6. Queen to e4. Check. King to a2. Rook to e7. Queen to c1. a5. The pawn is coming to a4. Queen to f1. a4. Rook to d1. Going backward a little bit now. Queen to c2. Rook to d4. Rook to e2. Threatening. Checkmate. Rook to b4. Attacking the pawn on b7 and defending the pawn on b2. b5. Can white take the pawn or not? Anand played queen to h1. Can you see what is wrong if rook takes on b5? If rook takes on b5, then queen to c4 check, winning the rook. So, Anand played queen to h1. He wants to reach black king. Rook to e7. If rook takes on h2, which comes to mind, then queen to b7 check, and after king to h6, queen to b8 threatening check on h8, and after king to g7, queen takes on b5. Better for white. So we have rook to e7, queen to d5, rook to e1, threatening something on b1. How to defend? Well, with checks. Queen to d7 check, king to h6, queen to h3 check, king to g7, queen to d7 check, draw agreed. At move 48. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess and bye for now.